Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kara here with another My Hero Academia, the strongest hero video. In today's video, I want to talk about agency assessment. I feel like this is a very good game type that you really want to take advantage of. There's a lot of good rewards here. This is a really needlessly complicated game type, but once you understand it, I think it's very cool. So here, let's go into the co-op section here. It's right under here. So agency assessment. And how this works is the first part is the level. And the level is going to be based on your agency rank. So if you're anywhere from 20 to 29, then the level of the agency assessment is always going to be level 20. If you're agency level 30, it's going to be level 30 assessments. And what this is going to affect is the level of gear that drops right here. So when it comes to this stuff here, I think this is worth talking about in its own video. But specifically when it comes to agency assessment, the gear that you're going to drop is based on your agency level, and this gear, when you're upgrading this stuff, doesn't impact the gear itself. The base stats are base stats, and then whatever extra stats that rolled on this particular gear are the thing that matter. But when you do any of this upgrading, that's actually upgrading the slot, not the piece. But the piece is very important because all those that's what's giving all the benefits. So if you change the base stats, it's gonna make a big difference. So this one's level 34, this is level 30, but notice how this one has massive amount more stat totals because it has a bigger base that I'm working with, because this is a level 30 piece versus a level 20 piece. So it's very important that we get good pieces here, and we want the orange gear because that's going to give us more substats. The purple ones only give up to 2, whereas these ones could give significantly more. And I imagine when we get to level 40, we're going to get even more substats. So how this works is that this is what agency assessment is all about. It's about farming these pieces and also getting the materials to then upgrade those pieces. And not the pieces, but the actual slot. The pieces are just something that you're going to slot in and out. The only thing that actually matters is the substats that we switch between actually getting a whole bunch of duplicates. We'll cover that here in a little bit later. But so we got your agency level is tied to this. Then the floor is going to be determined based on how your card is doing. And what your card is, you need to create a team. You can either join a team or create it, but everyone has a permit, and your permit is based on your agency level, like I was saying. So I'm level 30, like level 33, and I've done multiple attempts. So that's why I'm on assessment level 12. If you haven't done any of these, and here I need to actually change this. I don't want people to join because I don't want them just to wait here. So what happens is I'm level 30, agency level 12, because I've done multiple attempts in this. But if you were just starting this, like let's say you're agency level 26, your card's going to be level 20, and you're going to be floor 1. And what you got to do is you got to get people in here to play, and you run through one of the levels. And there's different levels here. You're going to see different bosses. It's actually kind of fun. It reminds me of like doing dungeon farming in like Destiny, where you go through, you have a couple bosses, you have a couple waves, you go through. But some of the fun stuff is based on the floor, they have different agency assessment trials you got to do. So if you go over here, phases up here, and it lasts 3 days and 7 hours. And then for this particular phase, these 3 characters here are going to have a massive buff of 50% extra damage. So Racerhead and the frog chick and the electric dude are all getting 50% attack. And then also they have these affixes here, these agency affixes. So based on this week's, so after above level 3, villain's damage will be increased by 40% when its HP falls below 20. Then above level 6, there'll be occasional thunders hitting the stage. This is kind of annoying. These little AoE things happen. They warned you before, but it means you just got to keep moving. And then after floor 9, you got the boss's damage decrease by 20%, or increases boss damage decrease by 20%, and then their attack by 40%. And then after above floor 15, you're going to get these all stacked, by the way. Then lastly, it's all villains transform, increasing their movement speed and attack speed by 100% and their attack by 40%. So this gets super hard. Also, each floor, the battle requirement gets significantly harder as well. So this is definitely something that you're going to want to. You're going to clear this probably around the time your agency level is near the end of this one. So for example, I was able to get to floor 12, but then it gets really tough. It gets really tough. You need to find 2 other people that are also willing to, use this. And then when it comes to your actual attempts here, how it works is what's great about this is it does not use energy. And if we go back, so let's go to my team here. How it works is based on your character. Every single day, this resets at 5. It says it right here. You get every single character has 2 attempts in here. So what that means is based on your floor rank, you're going to want to make sure you're very careful with your attempts. Because if you're at the beginning of the floor and your battle requirement is like 10k, make sure you're using like a character that you haven't invested too much into, like this guy. And then as you go up, you slowly progress and save your good shots for like All Might, for example, on the hardest ones. So like on the last floor, I made sure to, like, it was like floor 10 or whatever, I made sure to save All Might for that one to guarantee the win, and then was able to get the rewards. The reason why floor 10 in particular matters is for a couple of reasons. So first thing, I should talk about what drops. For every single floor below 10, you're going to get purple drops. And purple drops, who cares? But you're also, and how the drop system works is based on how well you complete it, like how fast you are, how many characters how many times you died, stuff like that. It's going to grade you. So in S tier rank, when you finish it, you're going to get 3 rolls out of 5 drops. And so it's going to give you 5 potential rolls here. See this green thing? This green thing is going to increase your gear. This purple thing is going to help enhance your gear, I believe, modify your gear. And then this one is the actual drop. So if you're below floor 10, it's going to be purple, and purple stuff is not really that big of an upgrade. We're looking for the orange stuff. What's going to happen is it's going to randomly put in like let's say we're on floor 1. It's going to, when you have the 5 choices and they're all cards, then you choose 3 of them, you see what you roll, and hopefully you get the ones you want. Ideally, in anything below floor 10, you're going to want to hit these green things, and then these modification drawings. Those are going to be the main things you're going to want to hit, because who cares about getting purple gear of your level? But then once you're above floor 10, you're going to want to make sure you're hitting the orange. And if you miss it, like let's say you miss something you want, you could use one of these cards here, these lucky cards, and then that just forcibly puts another like out of your 5 attempts, it just forces you to turn the other one if you want it. And the only time I would ever want that, because let me back up here, you get per period, so 4-day period in this case scenario, you get these things called high yield attempts left in this round. So what a high yield attempt is the only time you could ever use a high yield attempt is if floor 10 and above. And floor 10 is the ones that could get the orange pieces. So if you have a high yield attempt, it's going to guarantee you, like let's say you have 1 flip, it's going to guarantee that that flip is an orange piece. And once you're out of, and so if you, in this period you're playing the slot and you're out of high yield attempts, then you can still get the orange piece, but you have to actually flip for it. And if you get unlucky, oh well. Ideally, you're going to get S rank every single time. You have 3 attempts, and if you get unlucky, just use one of your cards and flip it and get that orange piece. And it's not guaranteed which set, so maybe you get duplicates or whatever. But ideally, you're going to get as many orange pieces as possible, so you could get your whole entire account stats up as much as possible. So that's mainly how that works. It's a little complicated, but I think this is one of the best game modes in the entire game, because also what you could do is in this game mode, and as you're seeing here, here's the 3 different things that it could be. It could be forest training, it could be abandoned chemical plant, it could be the nighttime raid, and then based on each one you're in here, you're going to see particular bosses is the same bosses every time, but the things that are going to change is going to be based how difficult the bosses are, and also whatever assessment affixes are associated with your floor level is going to change it as well. And then what's cool is that it tells you in advance what's going to happen next week, which I think is really cool, and not a lot of games that have these kind of features do that, which I think is pretty sweet. There's a couple other things here based on how well you do. You can, these are kind of like weekly things, like during this round, they want you to hit these particular things, so you can get extra of these enhancing mixtures, and these are relatively difficult to get, so getting as many of these as possible is awesome. So be sure to try to maximize the rewards here. But what I was going to say is why I really like this game mode is, for one, it doesn't take stamina. It kind of is a pseudo stamina system, but if it's still something that doesn't actually take stamina. And also, you can play with your friends regardless of server. That's one thing that I thought I was kind of bummed out by, is that my friend already had an account and he was established after a couple days, already spent money, and I tried to go to a different server, or I tried to join his server, but it was already locked. So I made my own server, but I thought we weren't going to be able to actually team up. But that is totally incorrect, because in this game mode, all you got to do is just add your friend. Well, you could just click, so you could literally just click right here, and then you get to choose exactly how you want to. You can like get the recommended ones, you could get your friends here. It's awesome. And it does not matter if they're in the same server or not. So I think that's really cool. This is probably one of the coolest game modes in the game. What I also really like about it is it really encourages you to use all your characters and really theorycraft on how to min-max, like, and rewards a wide roster is I guess what I'm trying to say, because in a lot of these games it's just like, okay, I got All Might, let's just spam a whole bunch of All Mights. But now you're heavily incentivized if you want to get maximum rewards per week to not only build other characters, but to get really good at those characters, because this is actually really hard content, especially up here, some of the hardest content in the game, in my opinion. So I definitely, if you haven't been taking advantage of this, definitely check this game out. I think it's really cool. And if you guys have any more questions, definitely let me know in the comments below. Also join my Discord. You can also contact me there. And with that, guys, I am out. Peace.